Okay, comic 87? Okay, so he's trying out different... I see. So Jeff is trying out different... I want to say costumes, just because this is obviously a costume. But he's trying out different uniform suggestions. So apparently yesterday's uniform, that was not the final one, even though it took him 2 days to do. But this one is slightly less complicated, so I can understand why one with little, spring-loaded stars and some sort of crazy Michael Jackson color motif circa 1987 would have probably taken a few more days than, say, white sheet with what I can only assume is black felt glued in hole positions, because why would it be that dark? That's very simplified drawing. So there's no perspective. Okay. Let's read the thing. You're kidding, right? Think about it. 1, no one will notice we're not wearing pants. 2, customers won't be able to identify us when we tell them off. How about the fact that Halloween was 2 weeks ago? You can never be too early for next year, my friend. I'll be in the theater until this is all over. Did I mention we can go without pants? Do you see? Look at that. He's holding up his hand, and there's the sheet kind of dragging. I mean, it doesn't. It's not very realistic, because there's. I guess I'm going for wrinkles in the sheet. Because unless you have it shaped like some sort of garb for a torpedo, it wouldn't fit it over a human body without folds and wrinkles being there. Yeah. That's kind of realistic. So, 1. No one probably could have used a colon or a semicolon. Probably a colon. Colon. What an odd word. So colon in English can mean one of two things. It can mean a part of the human anatomy which is directly connected and related to the anus, or a grammatical character used in describing of things. For example, if you were to describe, I don't know, an anus. English is weird. English is not the only weird one. Actually, the word English, I love this story. The word for English in Spanish is inglés, I-N-G-L-E-S, I think, but there's an accent on the E, or is there? If there's an accent on the E, then the inglés without an accent, so I-N-G-L-E-S, with no accent on the E, do you know what that means? Groin. So the same word with an accent or no is the difference between another language or your crotch. So they're so separate and different. Why can't you make it where a slight change makes a slight change to the word? Like if you have rain, but then if you had rain with an E on the end, that meant heavy rain. So change to the word makes a change, just as subtle a change to what the word describes, as opposed to subtle change to the word makes a difference between a subtle change between, I don't know, a descriptive character used in typeset or part of your bum. That just seems like a really big change. Anyway, long story short, they probably could have used a colon or two in the first panel. You can interpret that as you will. So customers won't be able to identify us when we tell them off. Jeff is always into that. He's always very concerned about kind of maybe, not always, but just sort of saving case. He doesn't seem to like customers. He wants to tell customers where to go. This goes back to the fact that even while I was writing this, I didn't work in a theater, but I worked in customer service, and I've always kind of had that, I just wish I could tell this customer, this person, where to go. And not just to the, you can park that around the corner, sir, sort of way, but yeah, where to actually go. And I'm just going to point out that the ghost looks exactly like the Charlie Brown ghost from Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown Halloween thing, where I think he walked around with a ghost. Was that just in the I think that was just in the comic strip. I don't remember they ever did an actual cartoon live-action version, but the Charlie Brown ghost is drawn very much the same way, with the very big eyes, but it's just a dark expanse, even though you should be able to see Jeff's face and eyes, because it looks pretty well lit in there, but I just went with the dark holes. Kind of proud of my eye holes, actually. I think they look pretty cool. And I like Jeff holding up his fingers. So, oh, did I mention we can go without pants? Big selling point. No pants. Very big part of this entire plan. I think that's about it, and I think that's the last one of this one. So he seems to be trying out different uniforms. I think I mentioned that. So we'll move on to the next uniform in the you ready for this? The last comic commentary of 2011 will be tomorrow. Yep, it'll be the last one until the new year. Ooh, that also reminds me that the other thing he mentioned was that Halloween was in fact 2 weeks ago. So this comic that we're looking at right now seemed to have been a mid-November one. So we're only a month and a half behind. So since I started these in August, I apparently started the very first comic somewhere in about... Wait, can I get this right? Mid-June? Cool. So I should have started it in mid-June. Here nor there. Oh, this has gone on too long. Okay, comic 88 tomorrow.